Thank you for the, so we did the Guru Puja, now to the main Aarti for the glorified deities. You can all remain standing. And we can come to the front, the blossoms in the front, so please come to the front and we can all dance. Yeah. For the deities. Namo Vishnudaya, Krishnadasaya, Bhutale, Namaste Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Tinamine, Namaste Saraswati Devi, Auravani Jai, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Siguiente. Vamos. Hare Krishna. Now we'll bow our heads down to the floor and we'll do the praying the body prayers. Hare Krishna, Brahman, Speaker Jai, Sutta, Language, Shula, East, Bhakta, Swami, Shula, Prabhat, Ki Hare Krishna, Brahman, Speaker Jai, Sutta, Language, Shula, Bhakta, Swami, Goswami, Maharaj, Prabhat, Ki Nam Jai, Shula, Dasa, Ki Jai, Sri Gaur, Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Swasadi Gaur, Bhakti Ki Shri Radha Krishna, Gopinath, Shankun, Radha Kund, Giri Gauri Govardhan Ki, Panchaguri Vrindavan Dham Ki, Mathura Dham Ki, Dwarka Dham Ki, Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki, Jagannathpuri Dham Ki, Nirundrana Dham Ki, all GT Iskcon temples Ki, Iskcon Burlington Ki, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Shri Gaura Ki Jai, Shri Radha Madhava Ki, Jagannath Baladev Mai Ki, Lakshmi Nashim Prabhat Maharaj Ki, Samaveta Ratli Ki, New Year's Eve Kirtan Mahotsav Ki, New Year's Eve Kirtan Mahotsav Ki, New Year's Eve Kirtan Mahotsav Ki, Srila Prabhupada Kansan Bhakti Shri Krishna Ki, Srila Prabhupada Kansan Prasad Shri Krishna Ki Jai, Samaveta Ratli Ki Jai, Nitai Prabhupada Hari Bol. All glories and glories, Hare Krishna. All glories and glories, Hare Krishna. All glories and glories, Hare Krishna. All glories, Shri Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga, Namo Om Vishnaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutane, Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Ki Namine, Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaura Mahachane, Nirvishiksha Shrinyavadi Pashta Krishtari, Anandakota Krishna Ki Jai Shri Jai Shri Guru Devi Jai. Hare Krishna. This East celebration in the period of the temple, so it's part of the historic celebration. And we'll start with the next segment of the program. We're almost on time, so we'll try to do our best to stick to the time, so that way we can enjoy what the stage is. So once again, warm welcome on behalf of the temple management of Iskcon Burlington to all of you who made the endeavor to come. And we wish you all a very, very forthcoming, wonderful, happy new year, full of Krishna consciousness, full of blessings from the Vaishnavacharyas, Srila Prabhupada, and the deity Sri Sri Radha Madhava, that you may advance in your Krishna consciousness and come closer to Krishna, even closer next year. So once again, an outline of tonight's program. So one more thing about this program is that one of our key members, Simhan Prabhu, I'm sure some of you know him. On a somber note, we want to dedicate this program to his wife, Indra Naik, who left her body about 3 years ago on New Year's Eve. So Prabhu is an integral part of our program, and he couldn't make it tonight because he remembers his wife on this day. She left her body 3 years ago due to cancer. So we want to dedicate tonight's program in her memory. Now, the next segment of our program, which will go right till midnight, but the next segment is the class. So we'll have a class, and I'll introduce the speaker in just a moment. So the class will run from now until about 9:20, and then we can do a bit of switch up. So after the class, we'll have Prashadam. Okay, so we'll have Prashadam from 9:20 to about 10 p.m. And then at 10 p.m., we'll be having the kids' presentation. We decided to do it this way because this will allow the Prashadam people to clean up for the Prashadam. So hopefully that will work out. So we'll have the kids' presentation at 10 p.m. and that'll run for about half an hour with that. And then we'll have a new segment of the program which is called Jeopardy. So we'll have a game in which we'll have 2 teams and we'll have captains, and all of you will take part in this Jeopardy game. And at the end, we'll have some prizes. And of course, Kirtan is our life and soul. So from the end of the program, starting about 11:15, after the game is over, then we'll have the New Year's Kirtan, which will take us right till midnight. And then we'll have some snacks and cleanup. So just some important announcements. This month, the last 6 weeks, since the second last week of November, we've been having this Gita Marathon. So Prabhupada wanted to start the Gita Marathon every Christmas as gift giving. So we had set a goal of 550 books of Bhagavad Gitas. Thanks to all your efforts and contribution, we broke that goal, and the current reading is 603? 602. So, thanks to blessings of Srila Prabhupada, we were able to smash the goal and surpass it as well. So next year we help you even achieve higher. And a couple of other things for people that may be aware, but just a humble reminder that every Thursday we also meet on Zoom. We have our Bhagavatam classes on Zoom from 8 to 9:30 every Thursday. And then we also have japa sessions. So we have it on Sundays. Today is Sunday, but because of the program, we don't have our japa session. That's from 8 to 8:30, and you can join us on Zoom for that. So those are 2 virtual programs. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our speaker. So our speaker tonight is His Grace Radhika Prabhu. Radhika Prabhu has been integral to the beginning of Iskcon Burlington right from it was started about 4 years ago, and he's helped us in many, many ways. He serves on management, he serves with the financial services, he serves with the Pujari department, gives classes, and many other sevas, Shadam distribution, you name it, he does it. So we're very blessed to have him give class tonight. He's a disciple of His Holiness Kirtan Maharaj, who's visited the temple a few times, and tonight we will eagerly hear class from him. So we ask all of you to please, out of respect, mute your cell phones, and then we will also have something for the children as well. Downstairs, yes, in the Nelson room. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavadava Girivaradari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavadava Girivaradari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavadava Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavadava Girivaradari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवं वाष्णवम्। Shri Rupam Sagajatan Sahagan Pratatam Dasajivam Sadvetam Sadhutam Parijan Sahit Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhavatash He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapt Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindanaveshwari Vrishbhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatruvescha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Patita Nam Pavane Bhayo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Adivait Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane. Today is a very auspicious day. It is the disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. As per the Vedic calendar, he disappeared yesterday as per the calendar. But since we have a program today, so we are going to celebrate and try to glorify and remember some of his teachings today. There's a lot of material on Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. It will be very difficult to cover in next 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So I'll just, program will be like this. I'll start with the Pranam Mantra. Can somebody switch on the Pranam Mantra for Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj? And then talk about a little bit about why we celebrate the disappearance, which in the material world it looks like it is not an auspicious time. And then we'll talk about a little bit about his birth and past times. And the main focus of the class will be mainly on his teachings. Teachings from his reflections, his writings, his various pastimes, and with some stories and some of his instructions. In a short time, I can only a little bit touch base on this point. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namane Shri Vashbhanvi Devi Daitai Kripa Badhya Kripa Sambandh Vigyan Daine Prabhave Nama Madhurya Ujjwal Premadhya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhakti Dat Shri Gaur Karuna Shakti Vigraha Namastute Namaste Gaurvani Shri Murtya Deen Karne Rupa Nuga Vritha Upasthanth Dhavant Harine Jai Shri Sati Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. So first is that it being the disappearance day. Why we celebrate the disappearance of a Vaishnava? It's very important to understand. Otherwise it appears that somebody has left the body in the material world, we think, and then why this is not a point of celebration. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Vaishnava's appearance and disappearance, it is eternal. It's Nitya Lila. Nitya Lila means it is going on everywhere. Sometime or other, it is going on in the spiritual world. So this is not finished. As per the material calculation, we can say that, okay, we spent today morning and that morning is gone. It never will come back. And we spent yesterday, that yesterday is not going to come back. But in the spiritual world, in the spiritual calculations, those days are always there. Those Vaishnavas appeared and disappeared as per Krishna's arrangement, as per Krishna's instructions. As we say, Krishna appeared, and Krishna appeared does not mean that when he left the planet, he has disappeared. He's still there. Only with our eyes we cannot see it. We can compare it with the sun. Sun appeared in the morning, and in the evening the sun disappeared. But it doesn't mean the sun has gone anywhere. Sun has left. Only because of our eyes cannot see it. Sun is still there, maybe in some other part of the world. So similarly, these Vaishnavas are there in some other part of the world, but we cannot see it. It is only disappeared from our eyes. It's a defect in our material eyes, but Vaishnava is always there. So therefore, there is always a celebration for the appearance and disappearance. So Vaishnava means he is a para dukha dukhi. That his job is, his main is that he's always concerned for the other conditioned souls. There was a Vaishnavacharya, Advaitacharya. He appeared and then he was concerned about the conditioned souls. He was so much concerned about the conditioned souls that he found that a lot of people are involved in the material things and they are not following the religious principles, they are not following the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions. Then he himself found it incapable to handle everything and convince the people. So he appealed to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he appealed to Krishna to come appear on the planet. On his request, on his call, Krishna appeared in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on this world and to provide love of God to everybody, to teach everyone. So similarly, as Advaitacharya prayed to Lord, similarly, this Bhakti Vinod Thakur, when he was there on the planet, at that time, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings and the teachings were almost getting disappeared. A lot of the Sahajyavadis were there. On the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching, they were misunderstanding the instructions and not following the instruction properly. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur tried his level best. He wrote a lot of books, a lot of literature, did a lot of kirtan and Namhat programs. And he is considered as one of the 7th Goswamis, after the 6th Goswamis, who wrote so much literature. But still this matter, this instructions, which was written by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well as the 6 Goswamis, were almost disappearing. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur has a lot of contribution in bringing back these instructions again. But since again he, like the Advaitacharya, found himself that he's alone, similarly Bhakti Vinod Thakur also felt that he's alone and he's finding it very difficult to manage and to convince the people. So he prayed to the Lord. He prayed to Jagannath that I need help. Then one day Jagannath came in this Bhakti Vinod Thakur was deputed as a magistrate in Puri. It was all Krishna's arrangement, that why he was brought in Puri. And he was still doing his legal duties. Then once it said Jagannath came in his dream, he asked him, Lord, I have brought you here for some different purpose, not for purpose of just doing your legal duties. So then he said, I am alone, I need some help. You can send me some of your assistant or who can help me. So then Jagannath said, okay, then you go pray to Bimla Devi and she will help you out. Then he prayed to Bimla Devi. He said, he didn't pray like Advaitacharya, that Lord Krishna, he himself should come, but he knows that Krishna will come as per his own schedule. So he prayed, okay, some expansion, some help as Vishnu's rays should come and help in this process. So based on his prayer, Bhakti Vinod Thakur's prayer, it is said that how this Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj appeared on February 6th, 1874. If anyone knows Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj, if we see that we have this Guru Parampara, first we see the Srila Prabhupada, then next is the Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj. And the third picture you see is called Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, which is his spiritual master. And then the next picture, if you see the Guru Parampara, that is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. That is Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj's father. So I'll quickly touch about some background, some of his educations, so that we know what kind of personality is there. Then we'll come to it more in the instructions and teachings from his past times. So when he appeared on February 6th, 1874, and his name was Bimla Prasad Datta. He appeared in Jagannath Puri. And why it was named as Bimla Prasad? Because Bimla is the basically internal potency of Lord Jagannath. Since he appeared on the request of Bhakti Vinod Thakur and on prayer to Bimla Prasad, so that is why it is a mercy of Bimla Mother. So that is why he is called Bimla Prasad. Prasad given by Bimla ji to him. That is why his name was kept as Bimla Prasad. So it is said that when he was born, timing was so auspicious that it said that umbilical cords which were spread over his body, they were coming from his neck and waist in such a way as if like the Brahman's thread was there. When the astrologers saw the astrology, they said he is one of the pure soul and who will like bring a big change in the human society. That is how the astrologers predicted from him. Now, we talk this name was Bimla Prasad, but how he became Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So I'll just quickly touch on that how his name changed so that it becomes easy for us to understand. His birth name was Bimla Prasad Datta. Then it said that at the age of 15, he wrote a very good commentary on Surya Siddhanta. And that Siddhanta we'll touch in a little bit subsequently. So he was given the title of Siddhanta Saraswati. Then from Bimla Prasad Datta, he was started knowing as Siddhanta Saraswati. Then later on, it said, Bhakti Vinod Thakur said that his Siddhanta is not just on the astrology or on Jyotish, but he is more on Siddhantas, on Bhaktis. So he added the name Bhakti in front of his name. So there's some where it said that the name was added by Bhakti Vinod Thakur at that time, and somewhere it is mentioned that when he took sannyas, at that time, the name of Bhakti was added in front of his name. So there are two different versions are there in the. So then his name came Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Right now his name is only Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So Bhakti Siddhanta means, even though all the Siddhantas were set by Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami set all the Bhakti Siddhanta as per the instructions given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was just follower of that Siddhanta. So he's not new, it's also called as a Rupa Nuga. That because all the Siddhantas, all the principles laid down by Rupa Goswami, he was following the same instructions. This was Bhakti Siddhanta. And then secondly, wherever he finds that anybody who is not following those instructions, who is violating those instructions or misunderstanding the meaning of Bhakti, he was basically arguing with them, debating with them, and bringing the real, true meaning of the Bhakti Siddhanta. Then why he was called Saraswati? Because he was continuously speaking about the Krishna. So that is why he said is the Saraswati, is the tongue of the Lord. Then he said Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, when he gave initiation to him, then his name was kept as Varsha Bhanvi Daitya Das. That is the servant of the lover of Srimati Radharani. That was the name was kept. Even though he's not much known publicly in this name, but that was the name given by Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Then later on, in 1924, his disciples titled him as Prabhupada. Then his full name became Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. That is how his name has changed. So that is why sometimes we see this name is Bimla Prasad Datta or Vashbhamni or Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So that is how we can see that his name has changed at different points of time. Now how this pastime goes that when he was very young, very small boy, it said he was just 6 months old. At that time, Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra was going in front of his house. And Lord Jagannath has those kind of pastimes. Wherever Jagannath wants to stop the cart, he can stop and he will not move. Lord Jagannath's cart stopped in front of his house. And it said for 3 days, people tried it their level best. The cart was not moving. And they were surprised. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj's mother, Bimla Devi, she brought this baby who was just 6 months old from a house and put it in the lotus feet of Jagannath Ji. Said that immediately a garland fell from the Lord Jagannath and came on his neck. Then everybody was so happy, Bhakti Vinod Thakur was also happy, that is the mercy of Lord Jagannath. And thereafter the cart moved. And then at that point of time, he was given the first grain. That was also basically his first grain ceremony. And it's also said that that ceremony, when it was done on Anprasanna ceremony, which is called, that it was very famous. Even now also some people they do, but when the child is born, during that grain ceremony, they keep some coins and Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita and to see where the child's inclination is there. It is said that his inclination was more towards the Srimad Bhagavatam rather than towards the coins or some other material things. So that was another indication that he has more inclination towards the bhakti. And it said that his children, and when he was a very small boy, he was just hardly 7 years old, and he remembered the whole Bhagavad Gita. All the 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita remembered, not just remembered, but he was able to discuss and talk and explain on all the Bhagavad Gita shlokas at point of time. When he was in school, it said he doesn't used to go to the classes, and he was most of the time he was in the library. When the teachers wants to know, he said, I know the subject. He was able to answer every question of the teachers. And you'll be surprised to know that he has read at that point of time not almost, but all the books in the library. All the books on any topic, whether it is in mathematics or philosophy or religious, he's read all. He's not only just read those books, but it is said that once he read any book, the quality was that, whenever he reads any book, he will be able to remember that book. And even if you ask that question after 50 years, what is written in that book, he was able to reproduce as it is. That was the level of his memory. He was called as a living encyclopedia. Once there was one Pandit Prithvishwar Sharma. He was teaching him grammar and about the Sanskrit and how to pronounce and Sandhi Vichhed. And it said that he did all those things in just 3 months, and Sandhi he did in 3 days. The teacher was very much surprised. He said, "Oh, I spent so many years to do this job, and you are just doing it in 3 days. You should spend some more time." He said the people in the Pandits in the Banaras, they spend almost the entire life, and then based on that knowledge, they get the liberation. He said, "If that is the purpose, I will drop you right now here. I will reject you today itself. I don't need you, because that is not the purpose of my life, to just memorize and to learn the grammar and Sandhi and to get liberation. My purpose of life is to get love of Godhead. So I reject you right now itself." He was very bold, very bold. So when he wrote a commentary on Surya Siddhant, he was titled Siddhant Saraswati. And he was so bold that one of the examples is there that once at his home, at Bhaktivinoda Thakur's home, his Diksha Guru, that is Bipan Bihari Goswami, came to visit Bhaktivinoda Thakur. When he was there, and naturally Bhaktivinoda Thakur paid obeisances, Dandavat Pranam to him. Once he paid Dandavat Pranam, that Bipan Bihari Goswami touched his lotus feet to his head. And after a while, Bhaktivinoda Thakur just went to another room, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati saw this, that his guru has touched his lotus feet to his father. Thereafter, he talked to him. He said, "How you dare to touch your feet to my father's head? You do not know who is that? He is a Nitya Siddha. He is not an ordinary person. You should be careful. You have to keep in mind." He was stunned. What is this man? he was guru. And then once Bhaktivinoda Thakur again came, he mentioned to him that your son is really very bold. He's not just bold, but he's also rude also. And then as far as this boldness is concerned, it said that once in Madanapur, there was his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, was supposed to go and visit and discuss about Brahmins and Vaishnava. But somehow he was sick at that point of time. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur sent Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj to go and give that talk. He said that on the first day, he talked about the Brahmins. He said, "These Brahmins are very great. They knows everything, and they bring auspicious in the society." And the Brahmins were very happy that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is talking about them and praising them and glorifying them. He was so happy. And second day, he said, "But look, Brahmins are good, but the current situation is deteriorated. Now the Brahmins are not as good. They are fall down. They are not maintaining the standards." He started diluting now the status of the Brahmins. Then comes the third day. Then third day he said, he draw the conclusion. What is the difference between Vaishnava and the Brahman? He said the Vaishnavas are greater than Brahmins. Then once they heard everything, he said once this session was over, everybody was so mesmerized that people came and touched his feet, and it was stamped at that point of time. And at that point of time, it said that the king of Tripura, where it was happening, he offered him immediately a job that you come and serve with us. And he took that job. For almost just 3 years he served there. And after 3 years, he said, "No, I want to have the retirement." He was just 25 years old. At 25 years old, he said, "I want the retirement." But the king was so happy. He said, "Okay, you can retire, but you still will get the pension." He continued getting the pension after retirement. But he took the pension only for 3 years. And after that, he left it. He said, "I don't need it." And there was another pastime was there. He went to the college, and there was some difference of opinion with the principal of the thing. Then he was asked to leave the college. And even Bhaktivinoda Thakur was also embarrassed that his son has to leave the college. But then he mentioned in his autobiography that why I left the college, the reason he gave. He said, if I will continue the college, I will get higher education. Then naturally the society's expectation will be, now you get married, now you get some good position in the job, and then you work in the material world. But now, since I have left the college, I'm like an illiterate person. Nobody will force me to join the material world. So that is the reason he purposely, knowingly left the college. He just created the scene like this. Now, when he was just 13 years old, because his inclination was more towards the bhakti, Bhakti Vinod Thakur gave him initiation with the Tulsi beads and Narasimha mantra. Now, this is the etiquette that a father should not initiate his own son. But it was like initial initiation that then he told him that you should go to this Gorakshadas Babaji and get the initiation from him. When he approached the Gorakshadas Babaji said, look, I'm an illiterate person and you are like a scholar, so much knowledge of the Shastras and so much, he got so much prizes, awards and recognition. How can I be your guru? No, I cannot be your guru. But he insisted for this, but he said no. Then again, after a few days, again he went to him, he approached him again. Then he said, look, it is your mercy that you have to give your mercy to me. Then Gorakshadas Baba said, no, the mercy doesn't come from me. Mercy comes from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am no one, I am just his servant. You can't have the mercy from me. Mercy comes from, I will have to ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then only I can give you initiation. He said, okay, you can go and ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'll approach you afterwards. Then after a couple of days, again approached. Did you ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Gorakshadas Baba said, oh, sorry, I forgot to ask him. Maybe next time. He just wanted to buy some time, but to get rid of him. Then after a few days, again, Maharaj came, Maharaj came, okay, did you ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He said, I asked him, but he did not respond anything. He was just silent. Then he said, okay. Then again, after a few days, he approached. He said, look, if I will not get initiation from you, then this is the no use of my life. Then I will have to live my life. Then my life is useless without getting initiation from you. Then once the bhakti, this Gorakshadas Babaji saw that is so much determination and so much service and patience, and he finally agreed to give initiation to him. So this looks like simple. It says that in somewhere it said that he approached 4 times, and in some of the books it is mentioned that he approached 13 times to Gorakshadas Babaji for getting the initiation. So once he got the initiation, then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj reflected on this. It is not just, he said that look, I have so much qualities, truthfulness, good behavior, pious life, and so much knowledge, and so much intelligence, that everyone has recognized him. But despite that, this man has rejected me. So it means he has something much greater than what I feel was greater. Just education and bookish knowledge was not enough. So he was doing own reflection that he has definitely something more inconceivable wealth within him. I should try to serve him and get him. And that determination carried on to get his mercy. He thought that this false ego, that I can bring anybody, debate with anybody, and I can win that debate, that was my false ego. So he has basically thrashed with this false ego. So that is how he felt, and he introspected himself. But if we see from this incident, we see that that was his own reflection. But if we reflect on this initiation, we can see that his determination, patience, and his continuous enthusiasm to approach him, to serve him. Since he is a follower of Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami mentioned very clearly in his nectar of instructions that for doing the bhakti, you should have utsaha nishchaya dhirya tat tat karma pravartana sang tyaga satovrita shadvir bhakti pradashyati. The utsaha nishchaya and dhirya, patience, determination, and enthusiasm. These 3 things are very important if you want to advance in life. If you have patience, but you do not have any enthusiasm, even then you can't do anything in life. You may think, Lord is eternal, my soul is eternal, then what is the hurry? Have patience. Someday or other will definitely go there. Have that patience. So just patience is not enough. You have to have that enthusiasm also. that I have to go, I have to serve, I have to come to that, achieve that goal. And then determination should also be there. Look, he approached, he said 12 times. And then there's another incident about his determination. He said that he was just 3 years old, but in some books it said he was 5 years old, that his father, since he was a magistrate, somebody brought a basket of mango for his father. And it was kept in a room. Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj picked up one mango and ate it. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur saw this, he said, "Oh, you do not know, the mango should first be offered to the Lord before you take it. You took it without offering it to the Lord." He felt so guilty conscious that yes, I made a big offense. And he said immediately, from that day onwards, I will never eat any mango. So determined that that small boy of 5 years old, he never took any mango in his life after that. And I think if we follow little bit his principle, perhaps we will not get anything to eat. So we don't have to imitate him, but we can see his determination. Then there is another thing was there about his determination, that he vowed a time that he will chant 1 billion names of the holy name. 1 billion names. 1 billion, to chant that with 1 billion names. He was doing 190 rounds in a day. And said that this is not for like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. It continued for almost 9 years. For 9 years he was doing the round. You can see the amount of determination he has. Without determination you can't do. We find difficult to do 16 rounds and after that we feel so tired. Done, Maharaj is done now. This job is done today. So he was doing that much. And he continued. And so that shows his determination. During his college days, they call his friends, they formed one assembly. This is called as August Assembly. These all college boys, they said, okay, we will not get married, we'll remain celibate, and we'll serve the Lord. That is what they all decided. But gradually, one by one, everybody left that. Only Bhaktistan Saraswati was left out, that he continued with that vow of celibacy, and he was celibate till his end. Now, question is that how did he get that determination? From where did he get that kind of determination? Very important for us to know. He said that when he was a very small boy, at that time, when his father moved in Calcutta, they were digging ground and there was a deity of Kurmadev was there. That deity of Kurmadev, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave to him. He was worshipping that deity from his childhood. Kurmadev, if you all know, that when this ocean was churned, at that time, the mountain was there with the churning the ocean, and then Lord Kurmadev came underneath to give support. So it is said that the way, whenever we need any protection, we have any danger, we worship Lord Narsimhadev. We want to improve our chanting, we worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bless us. Similarly, whenever you want any stability in your spiritual, you want any stability in your vows, you want firm in your vows, you should worship Lord Kurmadev. So because he was worshipping Lord Kurmadev, that is how he got his determination. So we have so much, but time is too less to talk about Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj. So then it said, since he was doing only chanting and he did not form any institution or anything, one of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disciple, name was Bipan Bihari, he approached him. He said, look, you're just doing the chanting, but we need to set up a movement where we can follow, we can spread this movement. He said, look, you see, I'm already doing the chanting, I'm doing the Sankirtans going on. You don't see it? He left. Then he said that after a few days, this Lord Jagannath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gokshadas Babaji came in his dream. He said, look, you were just sitting here and doing your own wala. But how this movement will run? You have to run the movement. Then he realized. Next he got up, he went to that Bihari's home. He said, look, come, let us go and start the movement. He said them the same day, they set up this Gaudiya Math, and then the movement was started. When this movement was started, he said that same person, this Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj, he used to criticize forming the institution for the purpose of religious. he gave one example of Putana, that the way the Putana was like deceiving the people, deceived the Krishna by offering milk and giving poison in the distance. Same way, these religious organizations, they have their different purpose, they're defined, but actually they do something differently. So that is why he was very against this religious organization. But subsequently, it said that he changed his mind. It was very important to understand why he changed the mind like this. He felt that when people come for the bhakti, people have a different inclination in devotion. Everybody is not on the same platform. Somebody has small, somebody less. If there is a proper institution, proper organization, then it will give the nourishment to each and everyone. So that is why it is important that the religious organization in a structured way should be run. And it said that since he was fully prepared now, he studied all the literatures, he did the chanting, he took the basic chanting, served the gurus, and he is fully prepared to spread the movement. And the same way Srila Prabhupada did, he first trained the people in the literature, in the scriptures, and then they took the help of chanting, and people served the gurus, and then they were able to set up the centers all over. So when Srila Prabhupada left his body, 108 centers were set up. So similarly, if we see the movement is going on, then we see here our Bhakti Marg Swami. He also sees that we have so many soldiers. First, he spent time in developing the soldiers. One of the soldiers is sitting here, right? So he then soldiers, and then in just last 3 years, if we see, during the COVID time, when everybody is like sitting home and in the COVID time, and then he was able to set up almost 20 centers in GTA itself in just a period of 2 years. This is all because they are following the teachings of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj and of Srila Prabhupada. So now it's 9:25. How much time we have? Don't have much time. I'll quickly come to that. This is a New Year's time, and in New Year's, we all think that what kind of the resolutions we should have. Okay, before we come to that resolutions, I'll say Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj have been just recently, just few weeks ago rather, has been recognized in the UN Council, UNESCO, as one of they will celebrate about 53 people's anniversaries, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj has been picked up as a one person whose 150th anniversary will be celebrated on 29th February 24 in the UN Assembly. Is that the first time there is one national who has been selected, and this is a body which has 192 countries, and there are countries like Russia, Cuba, Vietnam. They supported this resolution to recognize him. So that is how he has been recognized. Yeah. So now at the time, since we're talking about the disappearance, I'll just quickly go through. He gave certain instructions. He said, just before his departure, he left his body on 1st of January. And on December 13th, Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter, maybe earlier, but he responded on December 13th. He said, Srila Prabhupada wrote him, that what is the instruction for me, Guru Maharaj? I know a lot of sannyasis, people are serving you, but I am not close to you. I am a grasta and I am living far away from you. Is there any instruction? What can I do for you? It is said that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj responded to that letter. That letter is dated December 13th, and he left his body on January 1. That is just after almost 18 days. And you can see, just 18 days before his departure, he gave instruction to Srila Prabhupada. What is that instruction? That you can spread this movement in English language in the Western countries. And that same instruction was given to Srila Prabhupada in 1922. And he remembered, he exactly gave the same instruction. Only one instruction he gave in the beginning, and the same instruction he followed after so many years again at the time of leaving the body. So it is our duty to follow the same instructions and spread this movement as much as possible we can do. That is how we can please Srila Prabhupada, we can please Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. We can have this resolution, only one resolution for us, I think. That will be a wonderful resolution, and we can please Srila Prabhupada and to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Now, this is as far as the Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj. Now, today, as the Prabhu said, today, other than Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj, we also remember another devotee, one of the devotee, who is not here today, Tushtimon Prabhu. His wife, Mother Indira, she left body on January 1st. And today he is not here. We all can just chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra to give peace to that soul so that she can get under the lotus feet of Krishna, she can get shelter under the lotus of Krishna, and also provide strength to Tushtiman Prabhu, who is going through this separation. Okay? We'll all chant together 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One more thing I want to say, just to remember that these were the spiritual instructions which we, some of the teachings from received from Bhaktistan Saraswati Maharaj. But we want to have some material instructions which can help us to proceed to do this spiritual. Mother Indira gave one instruction to me. I would like to share with her. Even though I have a little small association with her. And that instruction is basically how to please your wife. Who wants to hear that instruction? Listen, I don't see any hand. Okay. She told me once I went to her home and Sadhana was not there. She was supposed to come from India next day morning. Her flight was coming in the morning at 5:30 and I was at their home during the evening time. So after the program was almost over, she asked me, where is Sadhana? I said, she is in India coming back tomorrow. She said, Prabhu, should I give you one advice? I said, yes, mother. He said, if you make sure that your house is absolutely clean when she comes, she will be fully happy. You won't believe, I came from that place around 11 o'clock, flight was at 5 o'clock. I spent almost the whole night to clean it, and perhaps that is the reason why I always keep my wife happy. Thank you, Guruji.
Let's give her a good round of applause. Thank you, Radhika Prabhu, for a wonderful class, really entertaining. So we'll start with the next part of the program, which is prasadam. So we can all, if we cannot get to keep the deities covered, so we can bring maybe the poster in front of the deities, and that way that we can honor prasadam, because maybe people want darshan the deities after the prasadam.
week was Gita Jayanti, and so while all the parents, okay, first everyone please quiet down and take a seat. It's gonna take about 5 to 10 minutes.
So we'll be sharing the video afterwards. So don't spend much time taking videos, crowding here. Take your seats, and Sati Prabhu is going to share the video afterwards. Okay, in the WhatsApp group we will share it.
So when the parents were reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita upstairs, the kids were preparing shlokas, 3 shlokas out of Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit and the translation. So they're just going to perform it collectively today.
Patram pushpam parantoyam yome bhaktirayachati tad aham bhaktya upratam ashnami rayatatmana. Lord Krishna, praise is one offered me with love and with devotion, a leaf, a flower, or a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
Yeah. So guys, what particular leaf does Krishna want? Everyone together. 3, 2, 1.
Tulsi!
Yeah, so Tulsi leaf. And so, and also, Krishna says, if one offers me all these things with love and devotion, he'll accept it. But does Krishna want anything? So can you give him anything? Is that acceptable?
No.
Okay, why is that?
Because it's dirty and there might be germs.
Okay, what else? Anyone else? What else? Okay, would you give anything to your best friend?
No.
And who's one of your best friends? Krishna. So you want to think about and give him what the best thing, right? Yeah, okay. And now we're going to do the second shloka, right? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Janma karma shamir divyam evam yo viditatvana vyatva deham janma nariti man Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of Lord Krishna's appearance and activities do not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains his eternal abode, O Arjuna.
So Krishna says, anyone who knows his appearance and activities. What is the word for activities that are of Krishna's? Everyone, 3, 2, 1.
Pastimes.
So what's the difference between pastimes and your activities, whatever you do?
What we do is not called a pastime because we do it driven by pleasure, but desire. But Krishna, when Krishna does something, he does it for our pleasure, so it's called a pastime.
And also, Krishna says that you attain his eternal abode. So what is his eternal abode called? 3, 2, 1.
Golden Diamond.
And last but not least, the third shloka. 3, 2, 1.
Manmana bhakto Maya Jivanamasturu Manvedyasi Satyante Pratinane Priyosime. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend.
So Krishna says, when you think of me, become my devotee, and do all these things, you will come to me without fail. But what is so special about what he said?
Because it says on the bottom, because you are my very dear friend.
And what else?
And Krishna loves us, and we love him.
Haribol! Well, thank you everyone for listening. And so the kids, they promised to learn more shlokas, right? Yeah? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And so they learned this in just 1 week. So you can imagine how much they can do, right? So round of applause for all the Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. We're done, guys. And now we are going to eat some prasadam. Musical chairs? No, okay. Actually, before, no, because we have one.
Thank you so much, Alia. Thank you, Krishna. And we welcome
Madhav, you can explore that. Madhav.